masks and distancing and all this other garbage is going to start again. Don't buy it. It's baloney. Just go out and enjoy your day, Play some golf, walk the dog, get the kids out of the house, and kill some COVID.
Don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's up and running at this moment at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link is located. On your mobile device, you can get to it with YouTube. Just go to YouTube and put in the search Mornings with the LeaderMan. LeaderMan, all one word, spelled like it sounds. And you can also get our audio stream 24/7. That's in the upper right-hand corner of any of our web pages where the icon says on the air, listen live, or with the streaming app on your phone or tablet, just put WEEB in the search. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. It's going to be nice today. Partly cloudy. High of 73 tonight. Mostly cloudy. 56. We cloud up tomorrow with showers and thunderstorms. Won't be able to get out of that with a high of 75. More of the wet stuff at night. Low of 62. Thursday, cloudy with showers. Chance of thunderstorms. High of 71. The rain pushes out of here Thursday night. We'll go partly cloudy. Low of 47. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all sunshine. 66 Friday, 65 Saturday, 60 Sunday, 68 on Monday. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure is 3053. Solar radiation already at 7 watts per square meter, dew point 41, humidity 73%. It is clear and 50 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Everything about me seems out of place, but just move, just a rubber band, man, just move, just a rubber band, man, get down, oh, get down, brother.
All right, it is 7:35 past the hour. Anything on your mind, Colonel, before we get into sound bites?
Nah, just, Dr. Faustus reared his ugly head.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Need to whack him back down in his hole.
Whack-a-mole.
Hey, I'm thinking of retirement. Hey, so are we, knucklehead. Get out.
We thought about it, but then Joe Biden came along.
Yeah, go.
You came along.
Yeah, get out the door. Don't let it hit you in the rear end on the way out. And then we got this new variant, so we might have to, start all this crap over again. No, we're done with you. We just made it through Biden's, what did he say? We're all going to die this winter, and all that kind of crap, last fall.
Yeah.
This would be the winter of death and devastation. We made it through. Most of us, we made it through, and we're not going to sit here and put up with this garbage again. So go away, go in your hole, and wait for the indictments to come down, because that's what's coming for you.
Go count all your money that you've stolen. Or sent to research companies that you have a interest in.
Yeah, they're pulling all the strings on all of that. He funded through his position at the CDC or whatever it was, the National Health whatever. But he funded the Wuhan garbage, and apparently they're looking to see what he's funded here in the Ukraine, because yes, there were in fact biological labs there in the Ukraine, and the United States was involved in them, and they're looking into what all that involvement entailed. So, we'll get to you. I think Hunter Biden actually looks like he may be first up on the list. Everybody's admitting now that the laptop was real. All the garbage on there was real, and apparently Psaki acknowledged that, yes, he's under investigation. I don't expect it to go anywhere. Don't expect him to really do anything to Hunter Biden.
You don't have to go far in there to see all the laws getting broke.
Well, no, but see, they got to bring this out now because once the new Congress, and if the new Congress again is Republican, things really change. So they got to bring this to light now so that they can get through it. Hey, we investigated it. There's nothing there, and absolve him of all this garbage before the new Congress shows up. That's one alternative. The other alternative is that. All the deep staters are now fed up with Joe, and they're going to indict Hunter so that they can eventually get rid of Joe here. Before
Joe's all tied in there too because he's mentioned in all those emails as the big guy.
Yeah, he's part and parcel. So there's various things here. I don't know what ultimately is going to happen, but. Hunter's under investigation. Will he be indicted? Don't know. Should he be indicted? Of course. And how far are they going to really take that? And if this looks like they're going to indict Hunter and then go after Joe, then this is all part of the setup to get rid of Joe halfway through his term, to try to pull some garbage here before the Republicans take power. I don't know. It's interesting. Unfortunately, it's interesting, but we're living in some really really odd times here, man. We got criminals running this place throughout. We got criminals in the feds. We got criminals here in the state. Head down to local level. I'm not sure, but. Yeah, we got to get rid of all of these people. All of these people that are just stealing the money out of our pockets. And the best thing we can do is start right here in Moore County and put the thumb on these people that have been stealing our money and throwing it away and doing God knows what with the school money that's been thrown around here. That involves the commissioners, et cetera, and right on up. Yeah. We'll start here, then we'll work on the state, and then, hopefully here in the fall, we get some good Republicans that'll do the right thing here. Not hopeful, but, maybe.
Yeah, well, if they don't do the right thing, we'll vote them out, too.
Well, this is the big opportunity, but we got to have some decent people. And I don't know.
Well, all of them are locked in. There's no more can be added, so it's what's there now.
I know.
Let's see. All right, let's where to go? Let's go do our sound bites this morning right quick. Get those done as soon as I find them. There they are. All right, top of the sound bites. Back up. We'll do the overnight Unique Boys to see if they can put a smile on your face this morning with the best of their jokes. Here we go.
A massive cargo ship is stuck in the mud off the coast of Maryland. The vessel, called the Ever Forward, grounded in the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah, the Ever Forward got stuck. Which is why they're renaming it the Irony. Well, listen to this. I heard that Match just launched a new dating app for single parents called Stir. Yep, their slogan is, I'll join your hell if you join mine. In Miami, a thief broke into a sneaker store and took 20 shoes, but when he got out, he realized he only stole the left sneakers. Officers were like, the suspect is 5'10", 200 pounds, and running in circles.
Well, not much there.
I mean, because comedy is dead. So, they're down to really stupid stuff. And it reflects, and there it was. So what can you say?
Listen to this 12-year-old interrupt his mom practicing the keyboard to tell her the best news he's ever had. That is, he just beat Ender Dragon in Minecraft.
I don't want to be me anymore. My old man told me.
get booked.
Yeah, really. Got to find something worth celebrating. Kid Rock talked to Hunter Biden last night on his program, and he has released a new album called Bad Reputation. You can get it digitally. He was interviewed by Tucker, who wanted to know how he gets away with saying and singing about the things other artists don't.
I am uncancelable.
What's that?
'Cause I don't give a and I'm not in bed with any big corporate things at the end of the day. There's nobody I'm beholden to, no record companies, no corporate interests, no nothing, and you can't cancel me.
You never see artists talk like that. They seem very easy to intimidate. At what point did you realize, like, you're just not going to be intimidated?
Day one.
Really?
I think I crawled out of the womb with both middle fingers in the air.
No, good for him. Yeah, that's the problem. You start taking money and doing favors, and the next thing you know, you're done.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tom Hanks was hanging around Pittsburgh, downtown, yesterday. They're filming a new film there. And while all that was going on, the bridal party was taking pictures in downtown Pittsburgh. For obvious reasons, Tom Hanks randomly showed up and asked to join in. Here's the bride, Grace Galtney, talking about the surprise.
He was like, "Hey, I'm Tom Hanks. I would love to get a photo with you." And I immediately just like froze, and I was just looking around like I didn't know what to do. It's his voice, I think. Like, you see him, and then he like starts speaking, and he's like, "You look so beautiful. Like, I'm so happy for you." And he was talking in my ear. I was thinking of Toy Story. Had a moment before the ceremony, and we were holding hands and like going back to back so we wouldn't see each other. And I was like, "Luke, like, I just met Tom Hanks." Like, I had to sneak that in real quick. I'm sure a lot of other Pittsburgh brides would love for him to photobomb their shots.
Okay, if you're happy, we're all happy.
Yeah,
Today is National Goof Off Day. So, in that spirit of Ferris Bueller, let's have a little fun, shall we?
Bueller. 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 Bueller.
He's sick.
Well, goof it up, baby, now. Goof it up, baby. Let's goof off. Let's goof off. Let's make an excuse and not go to work. Not go to work. Let's cheat and take the day off. Cheat and take the day off. You know you wanna goof off now, babe. Wanna goof off. You wanna do something else. Do something else.
You just mind your P's and Q's, Buster, and remember who you're dealing with.
Bueller. Ferris Bueller.
I guess that was the ultimate goof-off movie. So,
Yeah.
there you go. That's your theme song for today.
Well, it was a classic that I guess reached icon status with Bueller. It did trigger something I wanted to say, but now it's didn't quite grab it. Well, happy birthday today to William Shatner. He's 91.
91. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say he's gotta be up there.
He's been there with TV episodes of The Twilight Zone, Star Trek, T.J. Hooker, Third Rock from the Sun, Boston Legal, and more.
He's been in just about everything. That's a fact.
Here's our salute to Shatner.
Stand by to receive our transmission.
I speak English. Not Klingon.
I've never trusted Klingons.
I drink Labatt's, not Romulan ale. And when someone says to me, live long and prosper, I seriously mean it when I say get a life. My doctor's name is not McCoy, it's Ginsburg. And tribbles were puppets, not real animals. Puppets! And when I speak, I never ever talk like every word is its own sentence.
Okay.
Okay.
So happy 91st birthday there,
Yeah.
William. All right. We've given you the headline news. Now it's time for us to lay on the not headline news.
This is not headline news. Today is National Goof Off Day, or as those of us in radio call it, Tuesday. The executive producer of Dancing with the Stars left the show. You wouldn't recognize his name, much like everyone else on Dancing with the Stars. HBO Max and Discovery Plus are merging their streaming services. So look forward to shows like Sex and the Shark Week. And William Shatner turns 91 today. He says these days he boldly goes about 3 times a night. This is not headline news.
All right. Got to throw in some good news while we're at it also. A video is making the rounds of a grandmother opening a gift to find a pew, P-E-W, from the knockdown church that she and later her daughter got married in. Here's the moment she received the gift.
Oh, boy. Isn't that? Oh, what does the flag say? Oh, what's it say? Mary, you know where that came from? Oh, that's St. Mary's. Oh, thank you. It was beautiful, Mom. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. And also, here's a heart plucker for you. A video gone viral of a first-generation American and the first person from her family to go to college opening acceptance letters. After multiple rejection letters, she finally opens up an acceptable letter, or an acceptance letter, to the University of Pennsylvania. Here's the moment that Jennifer Zag gets accepted.
Oh, man. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Okay, happy for her. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you're a John Travolta fan, of course, John has his own Boeing 707. He's also got a license to fly a 747, but he's always wanted that 737 license because that's kind of in between.
Okay.
And he finally got it. Here he is.
So a very proud moment in my aviation history. To add to my 747 and 707 licenses, I just received my 737 license, and it went very well. So just sharing my moment with you.
Very inefficient way to roll around. Imagine filling up that at $5 a gallon.
Yeah, actually a little bit more, but that's all right. Yeah, whatever whatever turns him on. I guess he's got the money and leisure time to do it.
Yeah. Who was it? Adam Scott. Yeah, he flew out here for the U.S. Open, and he was in a 737 short. I call it a short because it's not a full-size 737, pretty close. But a lot more plane than one golfer needs, I would say.
Yeah,
the
I
others
guess.
come out here in Gulfstreams and.
Well, I mean, is he staying aboard the aircraft rather than a hotel, or what?
Big enough he could. I don't know.
I mean, if you're going to do that, you might as well. You got everything there you would need. You wouldn't have to pay for anything else. You probably carry your own car.
Let's see, they provide you with the car.
Oh yeah, I guess
everywhere you go.
You're playing, they're moving you around. But yeah, you could notionally have everything you need right there.
All right, let's go over some things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. From Twitter, Lou Dobbs liked this post. He said, Russia is using hypersonic missiles in China. Who helped Moscow develop them? Well, the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton. Who else? From Newsmax, a senior NATO intelligence official says Russia's invasion of Ukraine is either in a stalemate or on the verge of entering one. From Newsmax, a senior NATO intelligence official says the Russian invasion, we just did that, dummy, Printed twice. DeSantis, governor of Florida, said people who really had to step up across the board in the school system, but particularly in our classroom, we just want to say that we appreciate it, and we hope that this will make a meaningful difference. He says, we appreciate you. He green-lighted $800 million to raise minimum salaries for teachers, which not a small price tag there. Okay, let me get on to other things we need to know today. According to Andrew Marchand of the New York Post, legendary play-by-play broadcaster Al Michaels is talking and taking his talents to Amazon Prime Video, where he'll call their Thursday night football broadcast.
Oh, Amazon? Okay. Yeah, I've completely lost track of who's doing what on which nights for the NFL. I don't watch any of it anymore.
There's so many.
I mean, I'll catch
now.
replays and stuff, but I don't sit there watching games.
According to Nielsen ratings, broadcast TV slipped to 26% total viewing in February.
Okay.
There's just so many outlets out there, so many programs. You know, some of them from every educational level on up. Yeah. You know, you can still get Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah,
junk like that.
There are several free. You know, there's not even a login or anything like that. You don't have to make an account. God, what's Awesome TV or something? There's a couple of them out there, and there's one that's got all of the old serials out there: The Real McCoys, Danny Thomas Show, Dick Van Dyke, etc. So I was just flashing through a couple of those, and yeah, they've got quite a bit of stuff out there. So you don't have to pay for a lot if you just want to watch some decent television without all the garbage, insinuation, and outright garbage that they throw at you.
I watch stuff that I can zip through commercials, or there are no commercials. Like on Hulu, you can watch programs after they're a day old, and there are no commercials in them. Then the program actually makes sense. You don't have to keep up what just happened for 20 minutes through the commercial break. There's a surge in homes getting panic rooms installed in the homes in L.A. In one luxury home, they had the room installed with a secret tunnel also created that allowed them to get to the beach.
Not a secret if everybody knows about it.
If you'd like to own an Andy Warhol original 1964 portrait of Marilyn Monroe, it can be yours for a mere $200 million.
Wow.
83-year-old Maury Povich, we did this yesterday, is wrapping up his TV show after 31 years.
How old is he? 81?
83.
83? Wow.
There are enough new episodes to run through September. And yes, you are the father.
That was such a bad show. There'd always be somebody showing a little snippet of that. It's just like, who would watch this stuff?
I guess if
they should put
if you had a know-it-all girlfriend or former wife, and she's accusing you of something like being the father, and it comes back, you are not the father. Then you go, you are a slut.
Well, they should just they could probably wrap up all the highlights of that show over 30 years and put it in a 5-minute trailer and just play that.
The folks at Match.com have rolled out a new app called Stir, designed for single parents with kids. Let's see. Joe Buck says his biggest reason for leaving Fox and bolting over to ESPN to join Troy Aikman on Monday Night Football. That's also where his wife works. Rumors abound that Aaron Andrews will be the next to bolt.
Well, where did he go? He went from ESPN to Fox?
Fox to ESPN.
Fox to ESPN. Well, the money. Who's paying the money?
Yeah. It's not like you can't get somebody to call a game. Kamala, let me rephrase it. Kamala, Duchess of Cornwall, will replace Her Highness Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, as the National Theater patron.
Okay. As if anybody paid any attention to that. I guess if you're from England or you're whatever, you're an Anglophile, go ahead.
Megan will be going there crying here, they took my patron away. It's actually patron. I understand that. I'm just mocking. Behind the scenes, there are people actually working on our country's 250th birthday celebration.
Windsy clouds increase throughout the afternoon. Our temperatures will warm up as we maintain a flow out of the south. We will head into the low to mid 70s for today. Overnight will fall into the low to mid 50s. Showers rolling in for the afternoon. We could see a few thunderstorms as well on Wednesday, and some could be strong to severe with highs in the upper 60s and upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The magnitude of the humanitarian catastrophe in Ukraine is stunning. Putin's invasion has driven more than 3.5 million people from Ukraine, according to the UN, which confirms more than 900 civilian deaths, but adds that the actual toll is probably much higher. Estimates of Russian deaths vary, but even conservative figures are in the low thousands. And correspondent Mike Hempen says the Russians increasingly turning their air power and their artillery on Ukraine cities and civilians.
A senior U.S. defense official, speaking on condition of anonymity, says Russia has increased air sorties over the past 2 days, carrying out as many as 300 over a 24-hour period. It also has fired more than 1,100 missiles into Ukraine since the invasion began.
And President Biden has no plans to visit Ukraine during his trip to Europe later in the week.
Spokesman Jen Psaki explains why the president won't be stepping foot across the border into Ukraine.
Any president of the United States traveling into a war zone requires not only security considerations, but also an enormous amount of resources on the ground.
She says the White House National Security Team determined that the president's trip to Europe could be most effective by holding summit talks with NATO and European allies, followed by a visit with the Polish president in Warsaw. Greg Clugston, Washington.
We are not hearing of any fatalities, but there's an awful lot of damage following the powerful storms that raked central and north Texas, along with southern Oklahoma. The storms produced a number of suspected tornadoes that damaged or destroyed numerous homes and businesses. And now attention and concern turns to the deep south as the storms move to the east, bearing down on parts of Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. Wall Street, Dow futures up 157 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
The credit card debt happened when my daughter was born. I was using one credit card account to roll over into another credit card account, and it was snowballing.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
When I first called Trinity, the representative understood the need based on the situation. They were great people to work with. From the first phone call that I made, they had me on a track to mitigate the credit card debt.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
Working with Trinity gave me the ability to save thousands of dollars. My name's Doug, and thanks to Trinity, I'm debt-free for keeps.
Call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Preparing for a summit later in the week, European Union leaders looking into joint purchases of energy products aimed at reducing reliance on Russian imports of natural gas.
European governments believe that by working together to buy and store supplies of gas, liquid natural gas and hydrogen, they'll be able to reduce the risk of shortages, as well as mitigating and smoothing out future price rises. The European Commission published proposals to create such a system last year. A statement from this week's summit would provide much-needed political momentum to drive that process forward.
The BBC's Theo Leggett. Police in southern Sweden say 2 teachers have been killed by a student at a high school in Malmö, Sweden's third largest city. The 18-year-old student arrested at the scene. The victims said to be women in their 50s. The suspect wasn't previously known to police, and they say he had no criminal record. Police not discussing a possible motive. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Thousands of Southern and Central California grocery store workers have started voting on whether to authorize a strike.
About 47,000 workers at more than 500 Ralph's, Albertsons, Vons, and Pavilion stores are eligible to vote, and results are expected to be released on Sunday. The possible strike would involve grocery clerks, meat cutters, pharmacists, and pharmacy technicians. Negotiations ended without agreement before the latest 3-year contract expired this month.
That's correspondent Ron DeRockstra. Well, we don't know why he did it, but it wasn't a very good idea. A man who crawled into a San Francisco area stormwater drain pipe got stuck in there, trapped for a couple of days, 15 feet underground, until someone heard his cries for help and called authorities. He was treated for dehydration, but otherwise, man said to be okay. Once again on Wall Street this hour, S&P futures up 12 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Replacing a roof isn't just shingles. It's a complete engineered system. At Elite Roofing, we recognize the importance of that system. We're certified installers of all the roofing products we use, with over 28 years of experience in superior residential and commercial roofing. New roof, re-roof, and repair. We stand behind our work with a product and craftsmanship warranty. Call 910-757-0505 today for a free estimate, or visit our website at eliteroofingnc.com. That's 910-757-0505.
Jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza in the Cole Shopping Center and enjoy your famous wood fire pizzas and the Brick's Wood Fire wings in several flavors. New menu items and fresh food is made daily. A fun place for family and friends. Dine in or sit on the outdoor patio. So jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza, Kohl's and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center in Southern Pines. Brick's Wood Fire Pizza is open every day at 11 a.m.
You can jump into the fire.
Hi, this is Rich Wagner from Whispering Pines. I've been suffering with acute back and knee pain for many months, and after trying visits to the doctor, painkillers, and spinal injections with no relief, I went to see Dr. Wright at Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes. After the first visit, I noticed a lot of improvement, and I've continued to improve with each treatment. Thanks to Dr. Wright, I'm feeling much better than I have in a very long time. I was skeptical about chiropractic treatment at first, but it has truly given me my life back.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
Carolina Air Comfort and Safety. Because we care. Clean, professional heating and cooling. Carolina Air, the friendly guys. Service installation and regular maintenance. Unbeatable, dependable every time. So CarolinaAir.com. Carolina Air Comfort and Safety. Because we care.
Warmer weather is on the way, but don't sweat it. Carolina Air has got you covered with our extensive 32-point inspection, so you can prepare for the summer months ahead. Your HVAC system needs regular maintenance to keep it performing at its best, so go online to CarolinaAir.com or call 910-684-3864. That's 910-684-3864.
Carolina Air Comfort and Safety. Because we care.
It's tax time again, and Carolina Power and Generators want you to know that dependable power and whole home comfort is quite the return for a reasonable investment. Look, we've all seen firsthand how important reliable power is. And with a whole home standby generator from Carolina Power and Generators, you'll have reliability at your fingertips. Here's how it works. In the event of a power outage, your generator comes on automatically while you stay safe in the comfort of your home. So no matter what life throws at you, a backup generator from Carolina Power and Generators will keep you powered up. And if you already have a generator, just call and ask about Carolina Power and Generators maintenance plans. After all, the most important thing about an investment is the return. Power up with Carolina Power and Generators. Call today at 910-241-4677 or visit GeneracNC.com. Don't be left in the dark the next time there's a power outage. Invest in dependable power and whole home comfort with your tax return. Power up today with a whole home generator from the Generator Guys at Carolina Power and Generators.
NCN News, I'm Jeff Hamlin. Residents of a senior Greensboro apartment complex are running out of time to find a new place to live. In February, tenants at New Garden Manor were shocked to learn their rent would be increasing from $575 per month to $1,230 per month. All of them are between the ages of 57 and 89. Several renters like Lisa Evans live either on disability or a fixed income. Evans tells WGHP she simply can't afford to live there anymore.
The rent they're up in here would take more than my paycheck. And most of us, that's their whole paycheck.
Evans is looking for an apartment complex in North Greensboro to be close to her doctor's office. A Wendell father of 3 who was last heard from on St. Patrick's Day has been found dead, according to the sister of the man and Raleigh police. 39-year-old Gregory Joseph Thomas of Wendell was last seen on March 17th as he left to go to work in Raleigh. However, Thomas never showed up to work. His fiancée, Julia Pierce, tells ABC 11.
Knowing that he was out there so close by to me somewhere, I just can't imagine life without him. And it hurts to think about.
A GoFundMe page has been established to assist in his children's education. A mother and father in Huntersville are devastated at the loss of their 22-year-old son. Gavin Cox was killed in a crash early Sunday. A graduate of East Carolina University, Cox was striving to be a police officer. His father, Roderick Cox, tells WSOC it's a nightmare.
A tragic situation that I don't think I would want on anybody to ever happen unexpectedly like this.
Gavin Cox was coming home from a wedding when the accident happened. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A makeshift memorial at the scene of the crash has grown over the last 2 days. This is NCN News.
Science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, is an important part of instruction in North Carolina, but not all schools can provide it. NC Green Power is a nonprofit promoting STEM education through its Solar Plus Schools grant program. Donations to the program help provide training for teachers and hands-on activities for students. Plus, schools save on energy costs with an educational solar array. Help students by supporting Solar Plus Schools today. Visit ncgreenpower.org. Learn more and donate to benefit STEM education. ncgreenpower.org.
If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of free, confidential services to help you regain yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself and your family, and move beyond the stigma of being victimized. Visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4victims.
The severe weather threat in the south was realized when tornadoes tore through Texas and Oklahoma. Officials say at least 17 twisters have been confirmed since yesterday. CBS's Chris Van Cleve is in Jacksonboro, Texas, one of the hardest hit areas.
The storm brought wind, pounding rain, and hail.
It's on the ground.
At least dozens of homes are believed damaged or destroyed. A twister ravaged the small Texas town of Jacksboro just as school was about to let out. Parents like Allie Vanderkay, waiting to pick up kids, were rushed inside moments before the building took a direct hit.
The World Health Organization says not a single country is meeting its new air quality standards. Vicki Barker of CBS News reports from London.
The WHO says only 222 out of nearly 6,500 global cities meet its updated air quality standards, and 93 cities have annual concentrations of harmful particulates exceeding 10 times the WHO standards.
The WHO revised its air pollution guidelines last year. North Carolina's tourism industry is ready to make a comeback after a 2-year pandemic slowdown. Over 200 people from the travel industry went to the Durham Convention Center on Monday afternoon to discuss the impact of the pandemic. Overall, there was the loss of $10 billion of overall income in North Carolina's tourism industry because of the pandemic, and also the loss of 100,000 jobs. Sarah Jones of the town of Hickory tells ABC 11 she was there for the exchange of ideas and strategies to keep the dollars flowing.
We're adding a city walk and a river walk. So adding a lot of things that are bringing people kind of out of the center cities and into the more rural communities is what we're finding.
I'm Jeff Hamlin, NCN News.
Today we're going to see highs in the low to mid 70s with high clouds rolling through. It's still going to be a pleasant one with slightly warmer temperatures compared to yesterday, but overall we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover. By tonight we'll fall into the low to mid 50s with highs topping off in the upper 60s and upper 70s for tomorrow. We also have a chance of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms through the second half of the day. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we have sunny skies, 51 degrees, humidity 72%, 2.42, solar radiation 48 watts per square meter, pressure is 3053, and winds are calm. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Tuesday morning. An investigation by the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation has determined that a fatal house fire last year was accidental. The fire on November 1st claimed the life of Ralph Rogers after the fire started in the Carthage home around 10:30 in the morning. The 911 call came from a neighbor saying he had seen flames and smoke in the 300 block of Murdochsville Road. The preliminary investigation showed that the fire had been precipitated by an explosion. When the first units arrived on scene, they saw heavy flames and smoke coming from multiple areas of the home. Smoke could be seen as far away as 15501 and Dobbs Chapel Road. Firefighters from multiple agencies fought the fire from the exterior of the home. There was no way firefighters could make an interior attack. The remains of Rogers were found after the fire had been put out. The complete investigation showed that Rogers was in the early stages of dementia but lived alone. He was known to attempt to work on various mechanical things. Tools were found on the fireplace hearth where a propane heater was located. Several fittings had been manually unscrewed prior to the fire. Rogers' body was located in the living room where the heater was located. An electrical space heater was also located in the room. The investigators believe that Rogers was attempting to work on the heater when he loosened the propane supply line, causing a rapid leak. The gas level quickly rose in the room until it was ignited by the electric heater, resulting in a fuel-air explosion and subsequent fire. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information anytime. It is 8:17. Sports is next right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Your morning sports report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
It's March Madness, so madness can happen.
UNC and NC State are moving on in the NCAA women's basketball tournament. The top-seeded Wolfpack whooped number 9 Kansas State 89-57. Head coach Wes Moore talked about the pride he feels for moving on with his team. He also touched on what lay ahead for his NC State Wolfpack. Notre Dame, which routed Oklahoma 108-64.
Obviously, Notre Dame beat us this year up at their place, so we know we're going to have a big challenge there, and that's what our focus will be on.
Fifth-seeded Carolina routed four-seed Arizona 63-45. They are also reaching the Sweet 16, and it's the first time the Tar Heels are doing that in 7 years. On the pro court, LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier each had 17 points, and the Charlotte Hornets rallied to beat the Pelicans 106-103 for their fifth straight victory. It is the second time this season that they've won 5 straight. Miles Bridges added 15 points, and Mason Plumlee had 11 and 10 boards to go with them for the Hornets, who trailed most of the second half and overcame 17 turnovers. Kevin Durant had 37 points and led the Brooklyn Nets in a 114-106 win over Utah. It's their 6th win out of their last 7. The shorthanded 76ers beat the Eastern Conference leading Miami Heat 113-106. And King James sparked memories of his time in Cleveland as LeBron's 38 points and his triple-double led the Lakers over the Cavs 131-120. The Bulls beat the Raptors, Boston bounced the Thunder, and the Mavericks edged Minnesota in a game that started late in Dallas. There was a 15-minute rain delay because of a leak in the roof at American Airlines Arena. Heavy rain outside led to the leaky rafters above the stands not far from the Minnesota bench. It was also raining threes in Houston. The Rockets shot 51% from the arc and rallied from 23 down to beat Washington 115-97. This is NCN Sports.
The booster is important because we want to make sure you have all the armor that you can possibly have for protection against the coronavirus.
This is literally something that we have 2 years and more of data to say that it works.
Having a booster shot is more effective at keeping people out of the hospital.
It is protecting people from dying. It is protecting people from getting extremely ill.
You have a spot.
Take your shot.
Everyone 5 and older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public power community. Public power communities provide electricity to families and businesses from a locally owned and operated system. Public power systems are not-for-profit and provide electricity at affordable rates with unbeaten reliability. Your local public power provider invests in your community, providing local jobs and supporting your local economy. Electricities of North Carolina is the energy behind public power. Learn more at electricities.com.
Carolina Hurricanes return to the ice tonight against the visiting Tampa Bay Lightning at PNC Arena. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Canes looking to break the snide as they are losers of 4 straight. Meanwhile, the front office for the Hurricanes announcing yesterday the team's acquired forward Max Domi and defenseman Tyler Inamoto in a 3-way trade with the Columbus Blue Jackets and Panthers. They say Columbus will retain half of Domi's salary and Florida will retain 25% of his money. And as part of the deal, Carolina also traded defenseman Aiden Reschuk to Columbus and forward Igor Korshchov to Florida. In NFL news, Buffalo has signed a 1-year contract with former Duke wide receiver Jamison Crowder. And a person familiar with the situation says free agent quarterback Jameis Winston has agreed to return to the New Orleans Saints. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford. To say the past year and a half has been tough is an understatement. And it's during these times that we truly value the community in which we all live in. At Cooper Ford, we continue to do all we can to pour support back into the community because taking care of each other is what it's all about. And that's why we won't have any market adjustment stickers or any of our new Fords like so many other dealers. We believe in fair and honest pricing and have from day one. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net.
Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out. Find out what you've been missing and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
The best in-store service, unbeatable prices, locally owned. Hi, this is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I are the new owners of your local Sears hometown store. We're creating relationships and helping our customers make an informed buying decision is our business. The month of March, all home appliances are up to 30% off and extra discounts with a Sears card or 12 months no interest. And remember, we lease to own every day. Shop your locally owned Sears hometown store in the Town & Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
This is more than just innovation. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. This is no spills autofill for hands-free fill-ups from your fridge. This is no preheat air fry right in your oven for food that's crispy without the oil. This is an in-oven cook cam so you can check on your food from your phone. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile. Upgrade today with your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street, downtown Aberdeen. Call us at 910-944-8887 or shop online at keysappliance.com.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postawade have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at relivitremodeling.com.
My name is Tony Keith of Keith Hardware in Carthage, North Carolina. I'm the third generation of a family-owned business. We've been in business for 83 years. We sell live bait, crickets, minnows, and worms, fishing tackle, nuts and bolts and screws by the piece. You can still come in and get nails weighed out by the pound or ones or twos, however you'd like.
The guys, they know what they're doing. You don't have to ask for service. You tell them what you need. If they ain't got it, usually they can conjure it up.
Keith Hardware has been a tradition in this town for as long as I've been in business, 42 years, and they run a good business and they're good people.
I came in with 2 pieces of plumbing. I handed it to this guy, and he took off the back and picked it up and brought it back. Their knowledge is invaluable to me.
With Keith Hardware for 28 years. I rent the building from them next door, and Tony and Ginger are doing an excellent job. I'm proud of them.
Come visit Keith Hardware today at 207 Monroe Street in Carthage.
We're just an old-fashioned hardware store.
Hi, this is Rodney Swarms with Plumbing Night. We know that plumbing emergencies can happen at any time. In fact, they seem to happen at the most inconvenient times. And then inviting an unknown plumber into your home, that can add to the stress of the situation. The Plumbing Night wants to alleviate any stress about inviting a technician into your home by guaranteeing that we have not only the very best plumbers, but also the most knowledgeable plumbers. Before any of our employees are hired, all of the employees must undergo drug testing and a thorough background check. If they don't pass, they aren't hired. No exceptions. Once they're hired and part of the team, they receive continuous technical and customer training to ensure that they are the very best at their trade. This training is week after week, month after month, year after year. This training is what got us into community college to teach the plumbing trade. So the next time you have an emergency, call the Plumbing Night. They're known for extraordinary service and integrity.
Call the Plumbing Night at 639-5555, day or night, or on the web at theplumbingnight.com.
Is your village, town, community, or HOA in need of road repairs? Being proactive is the key to staying ahead of the curve and implementing an effective asphalt repair program. It can improve efficiency and reduce citizen complaints. Give Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services a call at 910-673-1318 to see what they can do for you. In addition to their normal asphalt paving, asphalt overlays, crack sealing, seal coating, and striping, Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services has also implemented its asphalt patching operation through the use of a pothole patch truck equipped with a heated hopper. The patch truck can keep hot mix asphalt for a period of 72 hours, thereby extending the life of the asphalt from 1 to 2 hours with the dump truck. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services at 910-673-1318, 910-673-1318.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. I'm speaking today to teachers in Moore County. You're being lied to. Ridiculous lies by hate-spewing leftists who care nothing about the facts. School board, we tried to get you not to waste money on these ridiculous Taj Mahal school buildings and from building a new Aberdeen Middle School right on a toxic dump site of 6 decades. We asked you to look at the contracting between SFLA contractors and the guy who guides you in bidding, John Barath, the redistricting fiasco, critical race theory, school bus routes that are an embarrassment. All these and more are why 3 new school board members got elected. And pretty soon we're going to have 3 more conservatives, and I can guarantee that'll happen. But now, teachers, the latest tactic of hate-spewing leftists is to publicly announce that I and all other conservatives are waging a war on you, a personal war on you, the teacher, and that is a lie. I don't care what you do outside the classroom. I happen to believe that you want to teach reading and writing and math. Statistics the school provides proves that you're failing miserably. But we, the conservatives, know that's not your fault and it can be fixed. All conservatives support teachers teaching. A graduate can't get a job just because they know how to perform in bed, heterosexual or otherwise, so stay off those subjects. School board members and their clones running to replace them, your time is up. Bruno, Benway, and Davis support teachers, and I do too, strongly. In the Zumwalt Zone.
We're going to see clouds increase throughout the afternoon. Our temperatures will warm up as we maintain a flow out of the south. We will head into the low to mid 70s for today. Overnight will fall into the low to mid 50s. Showers rolling in for the afternoon. We could see a few thunderstorms as well on Wednesday, and some could be strong to severe with highs in the upper 60s and upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Is National Goof Off Day.
It's National Goof Off Day.
Do something fun and leave the work until tomorrow.
When everybody else around is goofing off.
Goofing around?
You're goofing off? Like a bunch of goof-offs.
What am I
doing?
And putting on a show.
Okay, it's enough goofing off.
Oh, happy National Goof Off Day.
It's showtime. That girl.
Oh, I'm gonna make her mine if it takes all night. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? That girl, I'm gonna make her mine if it takes all night. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Good evening, sweet darling. May I ask your name? You seem to be lonely. Well, don't worry, I'm feeling the same. Situation, a splendid combination that we should meet at a time like this. Oh, it's a groovy situation, a splendid combination. You're something that I just can't miss.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Time once again to take in the fresh air, truth, and freedom found only here at WEEB. And, on your nice day, you're going to have to put it off for a few minutes. Grab yourself your coffee and bag of donuts and pull up to the kitchen table. We have Bob Levy here to give you some school board information.
All right. Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's up and running at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located for the video. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an audio, has a icon that says on the air, listen live. Click that once, and you're listening to our audio feed 24/7, 365. And if you're on your mobile device, you can get us also with YouTube. Put Mornings with the LeaderMan in there for the live video feed. If you're in there looking for just an audio, and type in WEEB in your search. All right. Weather-wise for us today, get on back there, buddy. Play a little music for me, can you? All right. For our weather today, look for things to be rather nice. It's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 73 tonight, partly cloudy 56. The wet stuff moves in tomorrow. Will be cloudy with showers and thunderstorms and a high of 75. Then tomorrow night, more of the same, a low of 62. The wet stuff starts to pull out of here sometime Thursday. We'll have a high of 71. By Thursday night, we'll see some partly cloudy skies, a low of 47. And Friday, sunny and 66. Saturday, more sunshine, 65. And over the weekend, finishing it out the weekend, Sunday, high of 60 under sunny skies. Monday, 68. Right now, around the Sand Hills, winds are calm. Pressure 30, 53. Solar radiation up to 67 watts per square meter. Dew point 43. Humidity 69%. It's hazy and 53 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:35, 35 past the hour on this Monday morning. The Colonel told you Dave Hensley's out today, but we do have another member of the school board with us this morning, Robert Levy, better known as Bob.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good morning, Colonel. Good morning, Steve. And it's wonderful to be on Free Speech Radio.
Well, good. Well, I guess the big thing in the news with the school board is what? The architects?
Well, we've got, first off, we've got roofs, which we've got to replace on on several of our gymnasiums. And by the way, it's no small thing. It's about $8 million in roofs and HVAC systems and the like. So it's an expensive sort of a thing, but our kids need to have good roofs on their buildings, and they need to have good HVAC systems, and they don't need to sweat in their gymnasiums other than when they get their exercises. They don't, they shouldn't have it 110, 120 degrees in the gymnasiums.
They should have gone to our schools.
Well, it is true. I will tell you, I went to Southern Pines School, and we didn't have air conditioning in any of our schoolrooms, and we didn't have air conditioning in any of our gymnasiums. But times change, and we want to give our kids something a little better. So we're
back then we didn't have air conditioning, so we didn't know what we were missing.
Well,
I mean, there was air conditioning, but it was sparse where it was. Might be in the main office.
That was the end of the Ice Age, too.
Yeah.
Well, my parents did the great deed for me. We had a 2-story house, and we sweated, and my brother and I had fans in the windows. And as soon as I went off to college, my father put in air conditioning. So he said, get out of here, Now I'm going to be cool. So that's all right. But the problem goes something like this. When you do a new roof, you need an architect. And when you need an architect, you got to pay, in this case, about $500,000 for the architectural plans, or so we're told, for the architectural plans. And so we were presented with some plans, and I went to the superintendent, and I said, okay, where are the competitive bids for the architects? And I was told, wait a second, there are no competitive bids. And I said, what? I said, no, there are no competitive bids. There is a thing called the Minnie Brooks Act. And the Minnie Brooks Act says that certain services, like architects, are not competitively bid. These services, you basically get a whole bunch of different architects, and they give you their plans, not their plans, but their proposals, and then you choose what is called the most qualified. Well, all the architects are qualified, at least two of the proposed architects. One of them did a lot of our schools previously, but another one did one of our schools. They're good, they're fantastic, but we can't argue with them in terms of a competitive bidding. So what I really did was I went to our state representatives, and I said, look into that. And they are looking into it. But in the meantime, what our school board did, and I'm actually happy that we did it, we rejected the $500,000 bid, at least temporarily, and we formed a special committee. And that special committee will have David Hensley on it. And they're going to investigate and see actually what we can do for the amount of money we can do it with, and the so-called Little Brooks Act be darned. So we are working. The conservatives on the school board are not just rubber stamping what we're told to do. We're not just taking the kids' money. And this $500,000, it's the kids' money. It's not my money, although I contribute to it when I pay my property taxes. It's certainly not the school board's money. It's the kids' money. So we have to make sure that we're careful with it. So just because the legislature has decided to give special dispensation to a group of professionals who are probably well-heeled and who contribute to the legislature, doesn't mean we necessarily have to follow it. This actually reminds me of something which also the legislature does, and it's called certificate of need. What the legislature does is we are, especially as conservatives, we're concerned about things, and we should be concerned about right to life. We're concerned about things like transgenderism being taught in the schools and the like. Yeah, we're concerned about it, whether you're for it or against it. We're concerned about it. And so, with their one hand, they start talking about special laws that they're going to help us with, and we're going to make sure that we have a right to life and the like. And besides, we're conservatives and we like the free market. But oh, by the way, when it comes to architects, we're not going to deal with the free market. Okay? We're not going to worry about the free market. When it comes to hospitals, we're going to have what's called the CON, which is a certificate of need. And that certificate of need says, well, if you want to open up a competitive hospital, let's say to be a competitor, let's say First Health, we can't necessarily let you do that. You have to show us that you're going to be profitable, or more properly, that we're not going to harm First Health. And it's not just First Health. I don't mean to pick on First Health. They're the largest employer in Moore County, and bless them, they save lives, and we're absolutely lucky to have them. where we have one of the best hospitals, especially maybe the best regional hospital in the nation. But that doesn't mean that you can't have competition. And it doesn't mean that you can't do things like say, yeah, we're really going to have capitalism. We're really going to have competition. We're really going to have competitive bids. We're really going to do these things. And we're going to do it when it comes not just to the gas station on the corner, which has to show its price, but when it comes to the architects, when it comes to the lawyers, when it comes to the hospitals. I believe that if you got rid of the certificates of need, by the way, and allowed hospitals to be competitive, you could cut the cost of medical care 20-25% at a minimum. And by the way, they know it. And ask anyone about a certificate of need. One of the problems is that you guys are looking at me and your eyes are glassed over and you're saying, you can't do this to my audience. You know, you can't talk about things like certificates of need. Talk about transgenderism or something like that. They'll get that excited. But the problem is that the people who are taking your money, the people who don't want competitive bids, the people who don't want to let other people into the system, they count on the people having their eyes glassed over with things like certificates of need and lack of competitive bids. They count on that so that they can enrich themselves essentially, and you don't notice it. So that's kind of important, and I think in a small way.
So do we need a certificate of need for our roofs on these gyms?
Well,
Is that what you're getting at?
We don't need we need a certificate of need if you want to have a competitive hospital. And by the way, we used to have a competitive hospital in Moore County. People don't know that. St. Joseph of the Pines used to be a full care, acute care hospital. All right. And that was when there were only maybe 50,000 people, maybe 40,000 people in all of Moore County. But the problem is we need to have competitive bidding in everything we do. And as a school board, we have to make sure that even when the legislature makes that tough to get those competitive bids, we can still go around it, make sure we get the competitive bids, and maybe save our kids some money. I'll give you an example. You know, we spend, hundreds, maybe thousands and thousands of dollars on associations. One of the things that's come out, that there's something called the Innovation Project. And the Innovation Project, Moore County Schools, our kids spent approximately, in the past year or so, about $20,000. Well, I'm still not sure what they do, all right? We spend it on dues to various organizations. But for every $75,000 that we spend on something we don't need, we can get a teacher. And if we get a teacher, we can lower our teacher-student ratio. I can take some kids out of a 30-person classroom and maybe make it 25. Maybe I can make it 20. Maybe I can really get lucky and make it 15. And if I can do that, then our teachers can teach. We don't need so many counselors, because when a kid has a problem, a kid can come up to a teacher. And believe me, we have some empathetic teachers who can help kids with a lot of their problems. But unfortunately, we spend money on irrelevant things. We spend money on associations. And I'm not talking about the $25 or $50 that goes on a per year basis for dues to, say, a small professional association that someone in our central office belongs to. That's okay. All right. But by the way, one of the things that the former superintendent rejected, and I wanted to spend money on, I wanted to assure our bus drivers that the renewal of their driver's license would be paid for. It's $50, $75, $100, something like that, would be paid for by Moore County schools. These are the guys who are making $12, $14. They're going to soon make $15 an hour. But you try having a family of four on $15 an hour. And I got flack for it. All right. In the meantime, we're spending $20,000 for the innovation project.
And you don't know what it does for.
And I'm not really sure what it does, except it's supposed to give it. It's a multi school district organization, which supposedly creates innovation of some sort. And we're looking into it. There was but the bottom line is there are things we need more. And there are things that our employees need more, and they need to make sure that if they have a need for renewal of their license to drive a bus, we'll pay for it. And we'll pay for it.
What people don't understand, there's certain qualifications you need to get that driver's license for a school bus. It's not just like your passenger car. You have to spend extra, etc.
No question. I'm not really even talking about the schooling itself. I'm just talking about renewal, the fees to renew the license of our bus drivers. The small things that we're told, well, we just can't afford it. Remember, every $75,000 we save, we can get a teacher. We can lower our student-teacher ratio. And we were told that here comes the legislature again. Okay. I mean, I love the legislature. The legislature has this new program. It's called Letters, LTTRS. It's supposedly a new way of teaching reading. And it's now mandated by the legislature for us. And yes, the legislature is paying for most of the training for our teachers. And a lot of our teachers think that, it may help us a little bit to help our kids learn to read better. And if so, I'm okay with that. But I remember every new so-called innovative project that's come down the pike. I remember the new math. Okay. I remember whole language immersion in reading. Okay. I remember all the newfangled ideas. Understanding, I've got to tell you, the book George, Understanding Transgenderism. How is that going to help us? They say that'll make our kids better students and help them to read. In the meantime, 50% of our students, and by the way, that's nationwide. I'm not singling out Moore County schools. 50% of students nationwide cannot read to grade level. They cannot read to grade level competency. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And are we going to solve that problem by simply coming up with newfangled ideas, new software for somebody else to get rich on? I just love this. By the way, one of the things that here, I don't necessarily mean to digress, but part of what we're doing is we're looking for a new superintendent. And I should say that we just had a meeting yesterday. And these are closed sessions because we get a lot of personal information from our superintendent candidates, the people who want to be superintendent. And we can't be talking about them personally. We can't identify them because their current employers might not like that. And of course, we want to make sure that we get the best superintendent possible. But one of the things that I'm guarding against are these people who want to be superintendents, and they want to say, well, we're going to get technology. We're going to make sure that we spend tons and tons of money on technology. What about spending it on books? What about...
I thought we had tablets instead of books.
Well, that's a problem. Yes, we do. And in my opinion, Steve...
So why are we going to buy it twice?
Well, we have to refresh the tab. That's what they call it. They love to have these words.
I know they'll change one page and make you buy all these updates.
No, actually, I'm talking about the hardware. I'm talking about the fact that we've got to, a book actually could last something like 20 years. I have to say, when I was at school,
well, like I said, they changed one little
books.
thing in it, and you got to toss it and get a whole new edition.
Well, but it's not just the software in it, Steve. It's the hardware. It's the kids are not gentle when it comes to Chromebooks. Mm-hmm. They break. They don't work after a while. The kids, I've taught classes, and the kids are punching hard on their Chromebooks, and they're saying, well, this doesn't work and that doesn't work. And that's because they are kids and they don't treat things gently. So every 5 years or so, we've got to replace our tablets. We've got to replace them.
But the thing about a tablet is it can carry 10 books in it.
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's easy to take home to do homework
It
with.
supposedly can, but I don't want to do a Jen Psaki. I want to circle back for a second and talk about reading. Okay? If you do your reading out of a Chromebook, if that's the way you're going to do your reading, okay, you're not going to learn to read much more than a paragraph or two. We need our kids to, once in a while, now I'm not saying to totally get rid of technology. Technology is here to stay. Part of your literacy is technology, yeah. But we've got to have them sometimes put down those Chromebooks. We've got to have them pick up a physical book. And yeah, we've got to have them do a thing. This is maybe ancient and people need to get some dictionaries to look at it. It's called a book report. It's called to read a 300-page book and to come back and report on it. And not to just read a paragraph. And by the way, one of the things that Chromebooks do, and you wonder why our kids aren't reading really well, Chromebooks do, is that kids rarely read much more than a paragraph. That's all they do, or 2 paragraphs, or 3 paragraphs. And we compound that with, here's a test on those 3 paragraphs, and tell me what the theme of the paragraph is, and tell me who the protagonist is, and tell me who the antagonist is, and the like, rather than say, here, kid, here's a book. Read it. Enjoy it. Come back. Talk to me about it. A lot of people don't like a fellow by the name of John Dewey. And he wasn't very good. He was a lot of people call him a socialist, but he is supposedly the father of modern education. And one thing Dewey said was, "We learn by doing." Dewey doing. I guess he wanted to have a little pun on his own name, but we learn by doing. You want to teach kids how to read? Yeah, you got to teach them how to read. You have to teach them how to decode language. You have to teach them phonics. I get it. All right? But once we've learned to read, we have to read to learn. And we have to practice our reading. And we have to constantly read. And we have to look to enjoy reading. And we have to make sure that we don't take all the fun out of reading. And circling back once again to the so-called letters, and this was supposedly tested in the state of Mississippi. I mean, we're going to follow Mississippi. Maybe that's a question in and of itself. But the bottom line on the whole thing is, let's let kids read books. Let's let them enjoy reading. Let's lower class size. Let's make sure that our teachers can teach. Let's have fewer psychologists and social workers, and let the kids have a relationship with their teacher, and let's take the burden off of the teacher.
Well, let me ask you something here, Bob, because We got 1 minute.
Okay.
Now, all this you have harped on this morning.
Yes.
What's the bottom line?
The bottom line is we've got to make sure that we elect conservatives to the school board. We have to make sure that we
Well, do we have a list of who they are?
We do.
And who are they?
We have a list of Pauline Bruno, Ken Benway, and we also have Ken Benway and Shannon Davis. I'm sorry. I apologize, Shannon, for your name not coming to mind.
So it's Benway, Davis, and
Bruno.
Okay.
If we can elect those conservatives, we can save the money. We can do things responsibly, and we can have more teachers, and we can have lower class size. Here's the thing. Don't re-elect the problem. Elect the solution. Their opponents, unfortunately, are part of the problem. They're part of the school industrial complex.
They were complicit in it.
That's right, exactly.
All right, Bob, thanks for coming in this morning. And for the rest of you, so it goes. For this Tuesday, have yourself a safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a Hump Day Wednesday. And in the meantime, support the mom and pop businesses you hear advertised on this station, WEEB. And be sure to tell them when you go there that we encourage you to come, because that will keep our money here in our economy. It keeps them advertising. That keeps radio free to you and creates jobs. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Dick and Colt the dog. We'll see you at the dog park.